yourself, what should I make for dinner? You want something good to eat, you want something a little bit different for dinner. I've got you covered with 3 high protein meals that are quick and easy dinner recipes that anyone can make, and you can have them on the table in under 30 minutes. All the recipes are going to be written out in the description box below, so let's go ahead and get started. Buttered noodles, especially like when I was a kid, we used to do pasta, the butter, and then the shaker of Parmesan, the green one, that was like the really finely grated Parmesan. Mix that all up. I don't even think I did salt and pepper. I just had that as is. This is very reminiscent of that flavor wise, but I love the little extra sweetness and savoriness from the onions and the cabbage. It just gives it something extra, and I think black pepper is a must on this, but that's my personal preference. So these protein bowls have 3 main components. The first is the quinoa, and I like to start with that because that's what takes the longest, so everything else will be ready by the time this is done. So we'll go ahead and let that cook, and in the meantime I'll make the second component, which is some roasted chickpeas. Then we're gonna go ahead and season this with some smoky paprika, a little garlic, salt and pepper. That will cook for 15 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and sprinkle some nutritional yeast at the end. This adds a little bit more protein and also lots of flavor. And the last step is to steam some spinach, and I like to do this with a little bit of chili paste to add some extra flavor. This has garlic and some chilies and ginger. It's super good. And this is all going to get tied together with a delicious and very simple tahini sauce. So I'm going to show you how to make tahini sauce step by step, and you want to start with a tahini that is light in color and nice and runny. This is going to be the best tahini to work with, and I'll put some of my favorite brands on the screen. Tahini is a paste made from ground up sesame seeds, and it's a really nutrient dense base that you can make sauces and dressings. I use it all the time, and it's really versatile. So what you're going to do is add that to a bowl along with some lemon juice and water. Again, the full recipe is written out in the description box below, but this is really important that I show you because you don't want to add all the water at once. You just want to add a spoonful and stir it. And as soon as you stir it, it's actually going to get thicker, which is very counterintuitive. You would think that adding a liquid would not make it thicker, but that's what happens. And so when I first started making tahini sauce, I thought I was doing something wrong, but you're not. This is exactly what it's supposed to look like. Just keep adding the water, 1 spoonful at a time, stir it up, and continue until all the water is gone. It only takes a couple of seconds, but it is so worth doing it gradually like this because you will end up with the perfect consistency for your tahini sauce. And now you have a great base that you can add your flavors. So a lot of times I will do a lemon garlic dill version like I have here on my blog. I'll link this one down below. But today I'm just gonna add a couple tablespoons of chili paste, and this is great because it's like a flavor bomb. You get a little garlickiness, it has salt and pepper, it has the chilies, which are super flavorful. So all you have to do is just stir this together and you're done. It's super, super easy, and it's a really versatile sauce that you can use for this recipe, but I'm also gonna show you how to turn it into a salad dressing at the end of this video. But for now, we're gonna pour this all over our quinoa chickpea bowl. This is my favorite method of cooking quinoa. I think it gives it so much flavor, and I love the little kick from the spinach when you cook it with the chili paste. Totally optional. You can just steam spinach or cook it however you like, but doing it this way with a little bit of water and a little bit of that sambal chili paste just seriously gives it the best peppery kick without being too spicy. I think this is such a good combo. So pretty much every night after I make dinner, I will throw in a load of towels, and those are usually the reusable rags that I use to clean up and do dishes after dinner. I'll also load up the dishwasher. I'm so grateful to have a dishwasher because I didn't have one when I lived in LA, and it really does make everything so much quicker and easier, especially because I tend to have a lot of dishes with all the recipe testing that I do. And I wanted to thank Blueland for teaming up with me on this video because I have recently replaced the tabs that I use in the dishwasher to plastic-free tablets from Blueland. One thing that I learned is that the plastic that is wrapped in a lot of those dishwasher tabs that we all like to use actually goes into the water, and it not only is bad for the planet going into the oceans and the rivers and our soil that our food is then grown in, but also goes into our water supply. And just changing out the tablets for ones that are eco-friendly and not wrapped in plastic is such an easy swap for me, but it really makes a big difference. And so I really like using these Blueland tablets because they have no plastic waste, and all of the products are free of phosphates, chlorine bleach, parabens, VOCs, ammonia. They're hypoallergenic, they're vegan, they're Leaping Bunny certified, and they're Cradle to Cradle certified. I've been using Blueland products for well over a year now, probably about a year and a half, and I recently tried the dishwasher starter set, and I find that they are really effective, they're affordable, and they're completely plastic free, from the product itself to the packaging to what the items are shipped in, and they work really well. So for me, it's a win-win, it's a no-brainer, and Blueland was nice enough to offer my viewers 15% off your starter pack if you click the link below. So go ahead, check out the link. I'll put a QR code on the screen, and that will get you 15% off. Thank you to Blueland for supporting my videos, and let's get on to the next recipe. I love leftovers, and I know not everybody does because the idea of eating the exact same thing again the next day is not always very appealing, but I'm going to show you how you can turn your leftover quinoa and your leftover tahini sauce into something completely new and different with just a couple of little easy tweaks. If you find yourself with leftovers like leftover quinoa and leftover tahini sauce, but it's not quite enough to make a meal, my go-to is just to turn it into a salad. It's such a good way to stretch leftovers and make a whole new meal. For the dressing, I'm going to use the same tahini sauce that I made earlier, but I'm going to thin it out and make it into a more pourable dressing by adding a little bit of lemon juice. Whenever you make a homemade tahini sauce, it is going to thicken up in the fridge just because that tahini absorbs a lot of moisture. That's totally normal. So usually what I will do is add a little splash of water or a little bit more lemon juice to thin it out. And if I want to make it a dressing, I'll just add a bit more. So you can really play around and make it the consistency that you like. So I'm going to thin it out with some lemon juice and pour this all over our kale salad. I love a salad that has all the flavors and all the textures at once. Like, more is more in a salad for me. I love the sweet and chewy apricots, the crunchy almonds, the creamy, spicy dressing. I think the sweetness of the apricots really plays with the spice, and then you get the savory and the salty, crunchy, creamy, like all the contrast. Such a satisfying salad and a very easy way to use up your leftovers. If you want some more dinner recipes, I'll put them up on the screen, as well as some high protein breakfast recipes that you might like. And I'll link my cookbook in the description box below so you can check that out. It's called Vegan Party Planning, and there's lots of good dinner recipes in there as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in a video very soon. Bye.